Hi everybody, today March the 17th and welcome back to the pen story. So this pen story consists a lot of life lesson and actually the four main life lesson that I've been trying to follow every single day. And I do hope that one of these days I'll be able to absorb them, to fully understand them, and to be able to apply them into my life in every second. And I do believe that these do have a positive effect into my life on how I treat other people, how I think about life in general, and how I be able um, to be more human. And that's the reason why I've been trying to tell the pain story as regular as possible. And I feel very thankful to have my buddies who's always there to support me, to encourage me with just by posting his lesson, his story, as well as by, whenever I interact with his lesson, he'd be there and he will, give me the feedback, the review, which is something very wonderful and amazing. And I'm very blessed to have just a companion. So let's get started with the day, okay? So what is this? It's a pen. What do we use this pen for? To write. Now there's a dog inside the room. I'm going to wait this in front of the dog. What does the dog do? The dog probably will snip, lick, or chew this, right? Does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is correct, the dog or the human? The answer is both correct. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, right? For the human, this one is a pen to write. The dog is correct in the dog world, and the human is also correct in the human world. So that is our first lesson. Both are correct. Now let's imagine that there is a table in front of me. So I'm going to put this thing on the table and then both the dog and I will walk out of the room. So inside the room, there'll be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? Oh, it becomes almost nothing, and the ancient wisdom calls it as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very magical definition. If we understand the emptiness, we'll be able to achieve anything in our life, just like you see Michael Roche applied the emptiness into his business and was able to build a business with revenue of $250 million a year. He's also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness? Why is that so magical? Let's go back to the page story, okay? So this clinically on the table, and when there's no human, no dog, it is almost nothing. But as soon as I go back into the room and I look at this becomes a pen. When the dog comes back to the room and the dog looks at this becomes a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I come back to the room at the very same time, and we both look at this at the very same time, what does this thing become? It becomes two things, a pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So a single thing when there's no human, no dog, or nothing to interact with, it comes back to true self and we call it the emptiness. However, it also has the potential to become anything or anyone depending on who or what is looking at this at the very moment. So that is our second lesson. Along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potentials. Now, moving to the third lesson, okay? So I see this as a pen. So does this pen coming from me or does this pen coming from the thing itself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if this thing is the pen itself, then the dog or anything in this entire universe will have to see it as what it is, which is a pen. But does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind. And everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. Now, we all agree that this pen is coming from my mind, right? So I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to think this one become a diamond, okay? So please pray with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Open my eyes. It's still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a pen but not a diamond? There are seeds inside our mind that the ancient wisdom calls as karma. When we see something, the seed inside our mind pop up, open up, and cover this and made that seed for what had been planted earlier into our mind. So who planted those seeds into our mind? Only you can plant the seed into your mind, and only I can plant the seed into my mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways, by our words, by our actions, and by our thoughts, especially when we try to help other people. So for instance, I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going to say that I have the pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say, yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I give this to my friend, this palm will open up and both me and my friend will see it. And it starts leaving mark in my mind. A couple days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed of the pen has already been planted into my mind. And I pop up, opened up, and covered this and made a seed for what had been planted earlier into our mind, which is a pen. And this is how a pen become a pen, or anything surround us become what and who they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over 4 different lessons. The first lesson being both correct, so we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and if possible, we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. And with that, that equal a lot of lesson in me. But one of the things that I've been thinking a lot recently is what Thích Nhất Hạnh teacher has been saying is that we learn Buddha. Yeah, Buddhism is the ability to follow, to be able to listen, to be able to understand, to be able to love, and to be able to get to achieve happiness through those ways. So I think this really what lesson 1 is about. And I feel very thankful to be able to, during my journey of practicing the pen story, I encounter different things that echo the same lesson. So I feel very thankful about that. The second lesson is along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So we learn to judge our potential. We learn to listen. We learn to trust the potential of everyone or everything surrounds us. And we learn to trust the potential of whatever happened to us. And by seeing the potential of everyone, or everything, or even ourselves, we learn to cherish every moment, because in that very moment, anything can happen. And also that moment is the only moment, because the next moment, anything can change. So that is the second lesson. And with that, we learned that, with the third lesson is everything is actually coming from the seed inside our mind. So we learned that we see the potential. We see the potential of ourselves, everything, everyone surround us, and whatever happened to us. And then we're going to be the one who be able to do everything to make sure that everything is coming from us. So that is the third lesson. That is the third lesson. And then the fourth lesson is being that, whatever that you want to achieve in your life, you have to work for it. And how do you do that? By your word, your action, your thoughts, and your action, your thoughts, and your word. So what if you want to have a happiness, then you start planting the happiness using your word, your action, your thoughts with yourself and other people, making yourself and other people being happier. If you want to have prosperity, then using your word, your action, your thought to it yourself and other people, making yourself and other people become healthier. And if you want to have prosperity, then use your word, your action, your thoughts with yourself and other people, helping yourself and other people to be healthier. And just like that, whatever that you want, making sure that you use your word, your action, your thought, apply that into your daily life, so that to moving toward that goal, the goal that you want to have, and eventually you'll be able to achieve them. And with that, I want to share with you my personal reflection. So during my trip to Ho Chi Minh City and on the airplane, I've been thinking a lot, and I realized that the last more than 2 years that I've been in Vietnam, day by day, I achieved the goals, the one that I always wanted to have. So for instance, I want to have my own laptop for work. I want to travel for work. I want to learn from work. And then I got all that, and I was able to help, to be able to help other people to help other people to learn, to share my experience. And that is something I'm really cherished. And I feel like, just if you have a goal, working toward that using your word, your action, your thoughts, and just moving forward to it, and then one of these days, suddenly things will happen, and in a magical way. And you just have to make sure that you know what you want very clearly, and you work toward that, and then thing will open up in that way. And that is that is the magical lesson that I actually realized. And I've been seeing that throughout everything in my life, whatever that I really, really want, then eventually I get it. And I feel very blessed to be able to do that, to get that. And I just want to share that with you. Thank you so much for listening to me today. Thank you, Anlin, for coming me in the 3,000-day journey. And by me sharing with you my pen story or my lesson is something good, I would like to dedicate that to my dearest family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my clients, or to my neighbors, or to any living things in this world and any other worlds with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much. And I see you tomorrow. Bye bye.